everybody, this is Kelly, also known on Twitter as KellIn1977. And Peppy is pouting right now because I vacuumed and washed the floor. So now she's not very happy. No matter what room she ends up in, it could be on the other side of the house, she thinks the vacuum's trying to kill her. So that's what it looks like when she sulks. So yes, the floor needed to be done. We finally got the stuff that we needed for it. We use the Swifter with the pads. It's electric. It has lights on it. So you need 4 batteries for it. And then it comes with the cleaning solution. When I put the cleaning solution on, I was like, why is this bottle so big? Because in the kit, they give you half the size of the bottle, but they still give you the 12 pads. So, but even with that, I was able to wash my floor 6 times with a smaller bottle. So I should be able to get 12 floor washings, which I do it twice a month, usually every 2 weeks. Unless, it's really dirty or something, but I usually don't have to. I have a regular hand mop that I can use if I need to. And it seems to do a really good job on the floor. Since it's made for hardwood floors, it has some stuff in it to make it shiny. And it also helps with scratches, which on hardwood floors you're going to get. But yeah, I did everything. And then that's the pads I was talking about. Get 12 of them for $6. That's 50 cents a piece. I usually use 2. And then that's the big old cleaning solution sticking out. And I use the same cleaning solution for this floor too. It hasn't done any damage to it. And, well, this floor in the kitchen and in the bathroom has not been removed or replaced in over 40 years. So whatever damage there is from other people. And I dusted yesterday when my husband was at school and got that out of the way, so it'd be easier today for me to go ahead and do this. Good thing I can walk a little bit better today. I did a really major stretching when I finally got up at 9:30. I didn't go and lay down until 4:30 in the morning because I slept until 3 yesterday if somebody didn't see my vlog. And then I woke up and I felt like I went to the gym and overworked out. And then, the next day you wake up and you can't walk and you're like falling around like a fish out of water. That's what I felt like yesterday. It's not as bad today. My back hurts now because of vacuuming and mopping. So yesterday I looked and got a reply from my teacher. She actually replied Sunday, but it was very late. I'm not going to try to do work at 7 o'clock if I don't have to. So yesterday when I got up, I relaxed a little bit, ate, did some dusting, took something out for today to cook, and then sat down and went through my messages from CCV. And that's where I noticed she wrote a couple times to me, so I was now, and other people were now able to go and see it. When she first replied to me, her comment was something on the lines of, Kelly, I guess you didn't go through week 0 like you were supposed to and read everything, because they would have told you how you can look at the work that's graded on Turnitin. And then she proceeded to give me a guide how to do it, and really ridiculous. I felt it was very disrespectful because I did read everything. And I wasn't the only one that couldn't see the grade and couldn't see any of the comments. So for the Anne who posted in my post, turned around and said that she couldn't retrieve it or see the grade either. And then that's when the teacher's like, oh, well, I gave you a copy and Kelly a copy because apparently there's a problem. But you were rude to me, saying apparently I didn't read week 0. So in the journal, where I got a 60 out of 100, in all my journals, I've gotten hundreds. She actually gave you the grade for this one according to what you got on your first draft, which I don't feel was right. And she told me I had a lot of work to do before I could hand it back in. And I go and I look at it. I spent an hour on it. And then I had my husband go and relook at it, and he went back and forth looking at what she was saying or what Turnitin was saying. And then he did say there was a couple paragraphs that I did rephrase and summarize into my own words. So I didn't need to add anything, no parentheses or anything like that. And that there was a couple that he was explaining, like, there's really no way to word this paragraph, because if you try to, it's gonna mean something than what it's supposed to. You lose points by that. So he's like, this is where you would put your quotations and your in-text citation. Then we go over to my 8 sources, and out of 8 of them, Turnitin was trying to say that this was another student's paper from different colleges that I've never heard of in other states. So my husband wanted to see every single source that I had. I still had them bookmarked. So I went and I opened them all up. And one was from National Graphic Magazine. It's an article. Another one said a journal. And these were regular sites. One was a .gov site on hunting laws in Vermont. It's not a paper. It's a state government site to inform people in Vermont what the laws are. So I took the National Geographic one, and I told her what Turnitin said, and that it highlighted 5 of my 8 sources, saying that it was from college, an actual paper. And I gave her the regular site, and she went and she clicked on it, because in Moodle you can click on it and it'll bring you to the site. So she said she will be looking at everybody's sources closely to make sure that the software is correct. And if it's not correct, she can update it so that they know it's a legit site. So, she's going to do that. So I really hope she does look carefully at it. I had a few grammar errors. Nothing major. I mean, it's a draft. It's not going to be perfect. I put Alaska State Troopers television show, and I wanted to have an example of something that I've physically seen but never gone to the state. So I forgot to put the word "the" in front of it. The Alaska State Troopers television show. So it was just normal stuff like that unfortunately Microsoft Word doesn't pick it up. I needed to add some commas to it. Nothing really major. Like, she just made it seem like I was going to have days of work to do. And then to say, and when you're done with it and you feel it's completed, you need to make sure you bring it to the Learning Center or submit it to eTutoring. I used eTutoring this whole semester in her class. I only used eTutoring once in my other class. And then when I went and I looked at my grades yesterday, it said I had 81. But I had a 99.9 earlier that day. So I go and I look. We have 3 documents we have to write. They have to be different from each other. The first one I submitted, she gave me all hundreds. The second one I submitted for all 3. So I got a 95, I got a 100, and I got a 92. My last draft, which was my final piece, I got 2 60s and an 80. I don't understand how you can start off on a draft and it being like a half a page, maybe a page long, and all these needed to be at least 2 pages. And my grade went down. So I don't understand that. Don't know how it can go down. And then she wrote to me and she said that the grades were in if I wanted to take a look at it, and that she could tell that even though I didn't get her feedback in time before I submitted it, that she could see that there was a big improvement from the first one to the last one. But why did my grade go down? And then, and I did all the little assignments. 4 were mandatory. They were considered tests. And there was like another, maybe 8 of them. And the teacher was like, oh, well, everyone did the 4 that they were supposed to consider tests, but, it's really good for you to practice and do these library lessons, and you get a grade for it, and it can help you, even a point or 2 on your grade. But I went and I did them all, and I didn't fail any of them. I got hundreds and 90s. So it's just confusing because she's not being very clear or like giving us the rubric so that we know what we did wrong. Because the rubric, the teacher will circle or underline something. Because sometimes it'd be like grammar and it'd be like 4 things in one slot, and then like 3, 2, 1, none. And none being the best grade. So if there's more than a couple things there, say I didn't realize my grammar was off or I had a run-on sentence, the teachers will underline that. So there's run-on sentences, or the grammar's not perfect. I don't feel I got that kind of feedback at all. So I don't know. So I got a 60 on my first draft of my final project, which is considered our exam. You have to get at least a 70 to pass her class, no matter what grade you have. The only other grades that I need are my journal I just did and my final project. And then she needs to give us a grade for the second attempt at the draft for the final project. So it's about 3 more grades I'm waiting on in that class. And I took my exam in my human bio class yesterday. It was 80 questions. It took me 2 hours to do. And out of 80 questions, I got 65 of them right. That gave me an 81. But it didn't. I thought it would boost my grade. It's a final exam. So I think it'll boost it once your research report goes in. Because the research report is worth 75% of your grade. So I think once that goes in, then it levels out the grades. Because I had an 80.53, and this is an exam, and it boosts me to an 80.83, which for your GPA, it's going to average it to 81. So I do have an 81 in both of my classes right now. So, I'm really hoping that, I do good in both. And then for my English class, she kept telling me and highlighting, it's called Antlerlist. And it's a lottery in Vermont. And you can win a permit that you cannot buy these permits. You can only win them. So you buy 1 lottery ticket, it's $20. It's 1 lottery ticket per household. And this is how they raise money to try to keep the hunting licenses and stuff like that, bullets, guns, anything that you need down low. They donate to this kind of cause. And if you win it, you're only allowed to shoot 3 deer with no antlers. When you shoot a deer out here, it has to have at least 1 antler. So it's called the Antlerlist Muzzle Loader Permit Lottery. It told me that the Antlerlist was wrong, and it told me that the muzzle loader was wrong. It's not. So, and I did ask a question about that too, so she probably got mad because I went to the lottery, and when you go to the website and then you go on hunting, you go under the lottery, it will show in a search bar, or like the bar with the website. After you go to like it's www.vermont.gov/hunting laws it'll go and it says antlerless muzzle loader lottery. So that she can see for herself it's spelled correctly. And you're not going to use something like that, and you're using this and it's doing all the work for you, and then you're giving me a grade. That's not fair. So hopefully, she puts it back in through this Turnitin, and it goes through a lot of sites that it could be similar, and then it will give you a total of the percentage that's recognizable or could be a copy and paste. So altogether I had 26%. But for each site, there was 2 sites that said 7%, 1 site said 6%, 3 sites said 1%. So what it does is it does it that way, and then it totals it. So as long as that goes down to like 15, 10%, I should get a fairly good grade, hopefully. And it was proofread. And, my husband even checked to make sure my APA settings were proper and what they should be. And my in-text citations, he said, look good to him. So we'll see. But that really did, irritate me. It just the way she started to write to me towards the end of the class is apparently I didn't look at the guide. Well, apparently you didn't unlock it because you have 5 students and nobody could see it. So Monday is the last day, the 17th. And the teacher does have 14 days from the 17th to finish grading and submit grades. Usually they like to do this early. So that they can start their vacation as well. So hopefully these get done. So it doesn't really matter what I get on my other one. If I get a 50, it's not going to break the bank. I'm going to pass with a 70 regardless. I could get a 0 and still pass with a 70 in my bio class. But that's not what I was attempting on. So I really tried to do good on the graph and the resources, the cover letter, the extra stuff like that. Because if I can nail those all out, that's a 40 right off the bat. So I was really trying to work on that before working on anything else. And I did have my husband proofread that. Not necessarily don't change anything. Or, if this word doesn't fit, explain to me why. And then, tell me what word I should, the meaning of the word I should use. And I can just Google it myself. And I have a site where I go to and I'll tell it what word meaning I want. And it'll give me a list of all these words that I can use. So I've been doing it that way also so that I can see the different words myself. So that's a good tool. So hopefully I do good. I really don't want to take this writing class again. Unfortunately, I have to take it. It's part of my 3rd English class. I had to take a total of 3 different type of English classes. So, I don't know. But I think for my first draft, my first attempt, and it was already 5 pages long. My first attempt was 3 pages long. And then my second attempt, I got it to 5 pages. She wanted it between 5 and 7. With the work that I did yesterday, I actually have 6 pages now. So I just reworded a lot of that stuff into my own words. And I'd sit down, piece of paper, and keep doing it, looking at it, rereading it. Then once I'm typing it, I changed it again. But, it gave me another extra page. I believe it said for total words used, I had like 3,800. So, and then like with spaces and your formatting and stuff, I think it said it was like 8,000. So I'm glad that I'm done. The posting that I had to do for my bio class, we don't get graded on. She asked a couple questions to help start the discussion, but she just wants us to have a discussion with class because you're supposed to do, for online, you're supposed to do at least 3 hours work a week. The exam was 2 hours. So she asked to play with that extra hour. So I just talked about Unit 2, which is maintenance of the body, and it's chapters 5 through 11 for this unit. So I just briefly summarized what I learned. Just, how it's important to take care of our bodies and be a healthy weight and not smoke, not drink, and how exercise is very important. And then when I went into why these things are important to maintain or not to do is because they can cause high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. You have a higher chance of getting cancers or liver failure, and I just did it that way. So I did first paragraph was like 2 combined. And then the second paragraph was just thanking the students and the teacher and, let him know I appreciate the feedback. It was all positive and why I wanted to share my personal experiences in life and my own personal mistakes that I have made. And then wished them good luck in the future. So unless somebody really asks me a question, I'm probably not going to go back and respond to anybody because it's not graded. Why should I? And then my last journal entry, which is graded, was just a reflection of new technology documents you may want to write or new learning techniques and topics you may want to explore. So for technology, I talked about how I would like to do more memos because I am hoping to be a supervisor again, and that working in a lab, memos is going to be easier than trying to have meetings and stuff with your workers because they're busy. They have deadlines and everything. So a memo is just easier. You put that into the inbox or the crew room. You'll go ahead and post it there so everybody can read it. Sending everybody a quick email saying that you post a new memo. Please look at it on break or whatever. I said I wanted to do it on policies or errors that people have made, but without calling out every single person. Just generalize the mistake and ask your crew members not to do it anymore. Just be aware of what these mistakes have been. That's a lot easier than sitting down and being like, I can't believe you burnt 10 patties, Kelly. Do it again, you're fired. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. That doesn't really do anything. And then, once the manager's like, oh, Kelly, can I talk to you in my office? Everybody's just, oh my God, what did she do? So memos are just better in general. And it's good to remind people of simple or very important mistakes that you can make at work. And then the second thing I said I wanted to do was practice doing more flyers. That's some ideas I had to do them is what kind of pollutants people actually create, what they do to the environment, and how to reduce them, because logically you can't stop it. We're always going to pollute, but we can reduce that pollution and give Earth and the people who live in Earth longer time. I mean, eventually the sun's going to die out, every planet's going to freeze, and there's going to be nothing left. So I did about that, and then I talked about how my first semester, I got really interested in aqua life and how I would like to do more just basic research on what kind of species is in the water and plant life and bacterias and fungus and all these type of things because we're always, finding new species. Or they're not even new, they've been there for millions of years and we don't even know it. Or true species have no other choice because they have nobody else to mate with. So they mate with each other and make something new. So these are just, some of my brainstorming ideas that I talked about. And then I thanked her for the learning experience. Not that I don't like her as a teacher, it's just, she waited too long to give feedback. And then you want people to run around with their head cut off trying to figure out stuff. I don't drive. I don't have a car. I'm not going to be walking miles and miles to have somebody look at my paper. That's not going to happen. Sorry, I take online classes for a reason. Because I don't have the proper transportation right now. And it's provided at CCV for that reason. It's convenience. So yeah, I just don't know why she waited so long. I mean, it was due November. I handed mine in maybe 4 days early on November 9th. I believe it was due the 13th. I could see 7 to 10 days later responding to it. Not 4 weeks. That's like 30 days. And then a lot of the things, like the journals, were supposed to help us with when I'm writing documents or final project, but if you're responding, the Sunday with only 1 week left, that's not really going to help people. How is that supposed to help? Especially giving feedback after it was submitted. Why would you say this actually isn't due until next week, but if you have completed it, you can submit it now? And then tell people, well, I didn't give you feedback, so I think you should resubmit it and do it again. You shouldn't have it there then. By the time that it came to that week, I believe you should have already given us feedback. And that's how I feel. So, just waiting for my book voucher to come through. I figured by now it would. It's supposed to take no more than 48 hours. I did it Friday. So it should sometime today be approved. So maybe tomorrow I'll be able to do it. I know in the past I've had issues where the lady who works in the department for this, she just overlooked some of them, thought she already did it and didn't. So yeah. And I just really want to get the books ordered now because this is the time when people know they have passed the class that they're going to be ordering the books. And I've had it where I ordered 6 weeks before the class was going to start and they didn't have books. So, other than that, I am now technically done with school a week early. So did some housework today. I'm going to start to go through the boxes this week, 1 or 2 a week, get all that done and over with, and then watch some movies, play some games, get caught up on some TV programs, go to the museum with my husband, like I said, the movies, bowling, play pool. We can do things like that, out to eat a little bit. We got to go and do some Christmas shopping. So, hope everybody has a great day. Any questions, concerns, comments, always leave them down below. If you want to know what classes I'm taking next semester and you do not know, you can always ask me that, and I will go ahead and answer these questions for you. Thank you for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I do have an unboxing video up, and I do have a new ASMR video I posted yesterday. So if you like those kind of things, you want to go check them out, you're more than welcome to. Any comments you want to leave on those is highly appreciated. And any ideas of things that I could do for unboxings, maybe for trials or something, let me know about them. Thank you guys. Bye.